faculty, and guests. Once I was informed that I was going to be the Salutatorian of the Stonegate Christian Academy class of 2014, I immediately started stressing over what I was going to write about in my speech. I spent hours looking up speeches that previous people had written, but none of them related to me in any way. The only thing that continued to run through my mind was integrating math terms into my speech. As everybody knows, I'm well known around here for being a math geek. To me, math is as easy as 3.14159265. Well, you get the idea. When I think of the class of 2014, one word comes to mind: family. I've been with most of these people for an average of 6 years, and as our class number decreased, we grew exponentially closer. Like all families, we have our ups and we have our downs, but we can count on each other until the end. And to get down to the least common denominator, we're like siblings. We always laugh with each other and especially at each other. Just like our class can be reduced to one word, so can all of my fellow classmates. A word to describe Jake would have to be musician. Our lives intersected 9 years ago, and I remember when he started learning how to play the guitar in elementary. The net worth of all his practice is that he has become an amazing musician over these years. The best word to describe Bailey would be author. Ever since I met her, she has started several very creative short stories. She is a ray of sunshine, and I wish I had a fraction of her writing ability. In her future, I can most definitely see her going into journalism, and I'm waiting to see The Simple Phrase by Bailey Harrison on Stories Everywhere. A word to describe Maya would be artistic. As most of you know, Maya is very good at drawing, and she's very specific about how she wants the piece to turn out. Maya, I must compliment you on how well you draw. You can manipulate line segments and curved lines into elaborate drawings. I'm extremely jealous since the pictures I draw are limited to stick figures. When we all hear the word America, we're obviously talking about Sammy. Sam is very dedicated to his country and loves anything and everything that has to do with America. His days of civilian life are numbered, and I respect him a lot as a person because of his decision to join the Army. When I hear the word flamboyant, the first person that comes to mind is Gabriel. To make it easier to connect this word to Gabe, we should look at its definition: dashful, colorful, showy, or elaborately styled. This word comes into action in his life through his drama career, and he pulls off the word flamboyant with no sign of insanity. Now, to go on a tangent, I feel the need for some math humor. Be prepared to groan. What do organic mathematicians throw into their fireplaces? Natural logs. What do you do when it rains? You coincide. What can a fisherman determine how many fish he needs to catch to make a profit? By using a quadratic inequality. Who invented the round table? Circumference. And what do mathematicians daydream about? Imaginary numbers. Now that I've gotten that out of my system, I would like to thank everyone who has helped me to get to where I am currently. First of all, I thank my teachers for encouraging and pushing me to get all of my work done and to get it done to the best of my ability. Each one of my teachers has taught me at least one important life lesson that I'll take with me and use for the rest of my life. One example would be my third grade teacher, Mrs. Watson, who every time we would say, "I can't do it," she would respond with Philippians 4:13, "I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me." Another example would be Mr. Richardson, who tells us that 1, boys are stupid. 2, girls are silly and superficial. I could go on and on about all the lessons that I've learned from my teachers, but that would take me way too long. A priority of the teachers here at Stonegate is to turn us into student leaders. And the way that they've put this priority into play is by requiring a leadership class for the seniors. Through this class, Dr. A has taught us how important it is to set a good example for the lower classmen. This year, I have realized more than ever how much the classes under us imitate what we do. Another teacher who has taught me leadership would be Coach Maples. This volleyball season, or as I like to call it, volley sphere season, Coach put me in the position as one of the captains because he believed in me and my ability to lead. This forced me to learn that I need to put the team's needs above mine, just like what it says on the back of our team shirts. One heartbeat, one breath, one team. These teachers would have never impacted my life if it weren't for my parents. I'm thankful for my parents who give me infinite support through every endeavor that I put my mind to. An important lesson that I learned from both of them is to never quit something that I started, but to persevere through and do it to the best of my ability and with a good attitude. Also, if it weren't for my parents, I wouldn't have been able to get a good Christian education for all of my life. I thank my parents for sacrificing a large percent of their income so that I was able to attend a private school. Because of this large sacrifice that they made for me, I'll make sure to invest in a high-class nursing home for them to live in one day. And lastly, I'd like to thank my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, the everlasting constant in my life. I thank God for sending His Son to this earth so that all who believe can be saved. I thank Him for all of the blessings that He's given me and also for showing me grace when I didn't deserve it. I'm also thankful that God has placed all of these teachers and my parents in my life, and also two other godly women, Mrs. Warner and Teresa. I've known both of them for more than a decade, and they've impacted my life more than can be measured. They sacrificed a lot of their time to spend with me, and they have been good womanly figures in my life. On behalf of the class of 2014, I would like to once again thank our teachers, parents, and most importantly, God, for getting us to where we are today. We're going to miss seeing all of our teachers and friends every day, but what I'm going to miss most of all is my class. Like I said before, we're like a family, and I love every one of them so much. I can't wait to see where God is going to lead you all over the years, whether it be going to college, going to the mission field, or joining the military. I'm happy and blessed to have been able to attend this academy for the past 6 years, and I wouldn't have wanted to go anywhere else. Everyone here has readied me for moving on to the next chapter of my life, and I'm ready to take on that challenge. Thank you all so very much for attending the class of 2014's graduation tonight. God bless.